Hi Fad Campers, it's Grace here and I have some new stand-up dates I'd love to tell you about. If you're based in the UK, I will be doing some dates in July and August and I'd love to see some of you there. I'll be in Leeds doing a work in progress with Amy Annette on July 4th in the Hyde Park Book Club. I'll be in Brighton on July 6th with Alison Spittle in the Comedia Comedy Club, and I'm going to be doing my own work in progress show in Glasgow on July 12th at Good Egg Comedy. Also then I will be at the Edinburgh Fringe, of course, for the entirety of August, from July 30th to August 24th. I'll be at the Assembly George's Square, the Crate, 10 to 3 every day. Would love if you could tell anyone you know who's going to be at the Edinburgh Fringe to come see my show. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Hey there, Fad Camp listeners, it's Grace here. I have a very exciting announcement. I am bringing my debut stand-up show, Tall Baby, to the Edinburgh Fringe this year. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm excited, but also very nervous about this. You know, it's a big deal to bring your debut show to the Edinburgh Fringe, and I'm not going to lie, I'd love to see a few of you there if you were able to make it. I'll be doing shows from the 31st of July to the 25th of August. So lots of dates to choose from. So if you or anyone you know is going to be at the Edinburgh Fringe this year, please let them know about my show. I'd really appreciate it. You can buy tickets on the official Edinburgh Fringe website, that's edfringe.com, or the Assembly Festival website also. But listen, even easier, you can go to my Instagram page, which is Grace Mulvey Comedy. There's a link in my bio and it'll have all the details to all the shows I'm doing, including some shows in London, Dublin and Brighton. But listen, thank you so much for listening to this message. And again, I hope you enjoy this Fad Camp episode. Thanks.
What's the best way to reduce? Eat plenty or starve yourself?
30 pounds in just 18 weeks. Jenny Craig totally worked.
I love to eat, but overeating made it impossible to lose weight.
My body wants bread, and I'm gonna give my body what it wants.
Oh my God.
So I lost
Naturally.
Medical studies prove that overeating is the number one reason for weight gain. If you need help losing weight, use a natural spiritual way and bring your weight down without the use of the same
Welcome to Fad Camp, a podcast that throws a comedy eye over our societal obsession of diets. Now, a little disclaimer, we are not health experts, but we are fad diet connoisseurs. I'm your host, comedian Grace Mulvey.
And I'm your co-host, Conor Dowling.
Welcome to Fad Camp.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a magnificent, glorious new episode of Fad Camp. Grace, how's it going?
We're full of beans. That intro was too much.
I know. I think I need to go back and just tone it back a little bit.
No, we're giddy little geese today.
We're going to keep this energy.
Okay.
We're going to maintain it throughout, and that is a promise.
That's a guarantee.
That's the Fad Camp guarantee right there, Grace. Grace, what is your morning routine?
Oh, OMFG.
I don't want to put you on the spot here. And you're like, there's a lot of crying.
Yeah. I wake up, I ponder, I gloom, I cry, I look at my phone way too early.
Same. First thing, as soon as my eyes open, on the phone.
Gotta find out what's happening.
Put that social media in my brain.
I need to get every image that could be possibly accessed.
What's
within
happening
10
in
seconds.
the news.
Yeah. No, my morning routine, I'm trying to get, as I said, one of my New Year's resolutions, which I'm doing fairly well on, is only 20 minutes of social media every day. 20
and you're
minutes
still
of
at it?
Scrolling. Now,
okay.
As I said fairly okay. Like, I'm not going to lie. The last week or so has been a doom scrolling spree.
Okay, sure. It's got to happen occasionally.
It's going to happen. I was in bad form, and I think, and also, you know what else? If I'm hungover, I'm scrolling because I can't be present for that hangover.
Anything to escape that.
I refuse to pay for the crime that I committed. But basically, my morning routine is just to get up. I usually stick on a podcast and I try and
really?
Yeah, I'll try and make breakfast and
just pottering about.
Yeah, pottering about.
Okay.
I love a bit of a pitter potter.
Nice. Okay, nice. Right, so ease yourself into the day.
For sure. Oh, for sure. In the times that we live in, I am easing myself. Like, I basically have not eased myself into this year. Okay, I'm barely awake this year. Okay, so
so the episode, what we're talking about today, is the subject of celebrity morning and daily routines.
I'm so excited.
I'm very excited too, because personally, I've never really been able to get a consistent morning routine. Like I
Yeah.
get up at this time, I do this, I do 20 minutes of that. I will find little things here and there that are pretty consistent with the morning. Like I wash myself or I brush my teeth. Those kind of,
well
kind
done.
of
Okay,
out there.
okay.
I'm a little bit crazy.
I'm just applauding.
Thank you. Grace, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Meeting a man who washes himself every day.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm a freelancer, I'm self-employed, so
Yeah.
no 2 days or 2 weeks are kind of the same for me. So it does
Yeah.
make like having a consistent routine hard. So you can imagine that every now and again, when I'm reading a magazine
Yeah.
or on an internet website.
When's the last time you read a magazine? I was like, what are you buying Women's Way? Like, what are you getting?
Can you still get the Metro on the Dart in the morning?
Yeah,
that thing? I used to read that all the time.
I love the Metro. Sorry, going off topic, but like they'd have the section where if you'd spotted someone you fancied on the
like
on
missed
public
connections?
transport, yeah, and they'd be like, "I saw you in a suit on Thursday, gave you a
Nice.
smile," and like, yeah, I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. But anytime I see one of these articles about someone's, outrageous or like perfect morning routine, I get a little bit tempted. I get a little bit like, oh, well, what if I started doing that?
Yeah.
In recent years, I think we've gotten a lot more attention on celebrities and what they're doing on social media. Like occasionally a celebrity's
Yeah.
routine will like go viral, and then suddenly some YouTuber is like, I tried The Rock's morning
Yes,
routine for a
yeah.
month, and here are my results. Like you'll see a lot of that kind of stuff.
It's all like content from content from content
Yes,
from
oh, it
content.
is. It's
yeah.
just a photocopy for
Yeah.
photocopy, exactly. But would you believe we've always been kind of fascinated by the routines of important public figures?
Yeah.
Like I think that has to do with something. There's a little expression that I've enjoyed for quite a few years. It's called "success leaves clues." Have you ever heard that?
No, I've literally never heard that in my life.
Yeah, well,
God, I've never
basically,
picked up a clue in my life. No wonder I'm so unsuccessful.
basically, it's the idea of like success modeling. So if you admire a particularly
Yeah.
successful person, you try to copy their path as much as possible. You say, oh, well, if this person had this kind of job that I
Yeah.
wanted, or this kind of body or lifestyle
Yeah.
or, level of success, how can I copy, what they did to achieve similar results in my
Yeah.
life, So it makes sense that we would look to people that we admire. It just so happens that the people we admire in present day are celebs.
Yeah.
We used to look, there are books that outline the entire morning routines of people like Napoleon, Mozart, Georgia O'Keeffe, the artist, Steve
Yeah.
Jobs, Oprah.
Oprah.
But every now and again, I just see one
Sorry,
of
I
these.
just love the idea of someone being like, I've always admired Napoleon.
Napoleon. Grace,
I met the amount of warlords who are out there being like, I need to know what this guy did every morning.
Grace, we know we've talked about the Roman Empire at length in our personal lives because, I just can't get enough of it. But I talk to a lot of guys who are like, oh, bro, Napoleon had that shit locked down, man. Yeah, like, seriously.
Are you joking?
Napoleon is the next Roman Empire, I swear to God.
Are you telling me? Sometimes I just realize I don't know men that well.
I know.
Like,
Grace, you need to know this.
So Napoleon's the original influencer, is what you're telling me.
Oh, he
Yeah.
is. Like, people look up to him because of, like, what a leader he was and
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. Hey, don't cancel me for, like,
Don't, guys, I just want to put out there, like, Fat Camp hasn't suddenly become a very pro Napoleon. The guy started a lot of wars, okay?
So that is something that you hear constantly about, like the
Yeah.
things that people did in their lives, in their routines. One of them that caught my eye a while back when I first started
Yeah.
thinking about this episode topic was a beloved TV actor and
Okay.
comedian
Oh.
extraordinaire, Mr. Terry Crews.
Oh, stop.
Do you know Terry Crews?
I adore Terry Crews.
How
Look,
could you not?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I mean, like,
Absolutely.
an amazing guy, yeah.
I actually listened to an interview with him recently on the Rich Roll podcast because I think he had a memoir come out, which I haven't heard yet.
yeah.
And he talked about his upbringing and his life is very
Yeah.
for such a vivacious, charismatic
charismatic.
guy. He had kind of difficult
Yeah.
upbringing and stuff. But he did talk about how he was discovered, and basically he was like a security guard on film sets and a janitor on film
But,
sets.
sorry, was he not a NFL football player?
Yes, so he was a football player.
Yeah, so it's a bit much to be like, I was discovered at a door.
But
But
basically, he was a football player But then he ended his career because like
Right.
those careers only go so long.
Yeah.
And he was like, right, I guess I'm done here. And he had like a young family.
Yeah.
And he went and became a janitor, like working on film sets.
God, fair play to
And
him.
he said that this makeup and hairstylist on some shoot was like, you need to be in front of the camera. You're an absolute stunning, beautiful man. And he was like, oh, I'm just, the janitor here. Like, and eventually, he started.
He has like a pair of glasses on to ugly
He just
himself
took
up.
it off.
Yeah, and then he's like, whoa, you're hot.
Wait, take that mop away for a second. So yeah, he has a really interesting success story. But I saw there's a video of him like talking through his entire morning
Yeah.
routine. So do you want to hear what
Yeah.
Mr. Terry Crews does?
Please.
This was at the time of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so
Okay.
like quite like height of fame. But he was also in like Everybody Hates Chris. He was in White Chicks. You know,
No, like more importantly, he was in White Chicks.
Vanessa
Okay,
Carlton,
yeah,
anybody?
Yeah.
You know?
1,000 miles.
Come
okay.
on. Come on. You
Come
gotta pay
on.
respect where it's due, people. Come on. So, my man wakes up at 4:45 a.m.
Like, fuck off. Like, excuse my language.
out of town. Get out of my face with that shit right now. Who do you think you are? I mean, okay, you're in White Chicks, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah.
This bro has a vibrating alarm that vibrates his pillow. Did you know that was a thing?
No.
Like, I'm just picturing, he just shoved his phone under his pillow, but like, is his pillow plugged in?
Also, can I just say, a vibrating pillow, like, I'm like, can be used for other things.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, he's sitting on a
Giddy
washing
up.
machine.
Giddy up is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
He then says he has in his words, very, very complex vitamin routine.
Oh,
Sorry,
stop.
vitamin for our American
Yeah.
listeners. Info online, I tried to find out what exactly he takes, but it just says some combination of BCAAs, branch chain amino acids, which a lot of people who work out a lot take them,
Right.
usually in water. But he says he takes them 3 times a day or whatever his
Yeah.
regime is. He takes them 3 times a day, but at 4:40 a.m. he's in the kitchen and he's laying out all of his vitamins in
Yeah.
baggies to get him
Yeah.
through the day. He then gets to the gym and listens to an audiobook while he works out.
Okay.
So he doesn't go into specifics on what he does in the gym, but he breaks down each day of the week, by body part,
Yeah.
like Monday's leg day and so on. Grace, I just need to say, right? I went to a gym recently. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
Whoa.
putting it out there.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
This is a safe space.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened.
And I was trying to book in for my next session, right? Because it's kind of
Yeah.
like one of these things where they do like classes and stuff like that. And the guy says to me, I'm trying to book my next class. The guy says to me, oh, so if you want to come tomorrow, we have some 6 a.m. slots. And if you want to come like next Friday or something, we've got some 4 p.m. slots. Grace, I had to stop myself from laughing in the man's face.
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
slot.
Grace,
What am I, Terry Crews? No.
I'm going to the gym at 6 a.m. to feel good. I don't like my life.
Yeah, no.
Something has gone wrong. I don't want to be around my family. I hate myself.
I'm sorry. If someone is at the gym at 6 a.m., you have to have, I think, a job where, like, listen, people work shift hours, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Bar that, I'm like, what are you running away from?
The guy saying that to me, I was like, bro, like, do you know who you're talking to? Do you know who I am?
I'm going to need you to check out my podcast, Podcast, real quick.
While you're working out at 6 a.m. in the gym, I want you to listen to this little podcast. Okay? So that, when I hear that, like there was a time I have tried to work out at 6 a.m. I've tried to jump in the ocean at 7 a.m. It always makes me feel horrible. It makes me want to get back in bed. Some people I know that
It
gives
really-
them
yeah, it
life,
gets
it
them,
invigorates
yeah.
them. But for me, I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice.
I think what's interesting is that, for people, someone like Terry Crews, right?
Yeah, my boy.
My boy. When you look at, it's one thing that I think, like, this obsession with because basically what the morning routine is, it's kind of like another link to what they eat. All you're looking at always is when you see someone that you're like, I like the way they look. How do I get like that? And even the success thing, success really now for a lot of people is an aesthetic.
Totally.
So like, it's being like, hey, if I look like I'm a person who does go to the gym at 6 a.m. and has no joy, then I'm successful. That's what like kind of it's all about now. So these videos that keep popping up, I'm so happy you're talking about this. I do think it's like this other now weird obsession we have of knowing exactly what they eat. But and also, like, let's be realistic. I know he's doing like his morning routine, but that couldn't possibly be his every morning routine, because let's be honest, you would have to have actually life not happen to you. Because life is change.
Yeah.
And like things change all the time. You'd have to be like, I have no life. I actually have no relationships, because relationships mean that every once in a while I'm going to have to go to bed a little later or get up a little later.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I do think that there is, I feel like there's a lot of this to kind of get into, and we will kind of, revisit some of those points with some of the other celebrity teens. And I think, there's probably a lot of people listening, like I know, for example, like, some of the women in my life would hear this and be like, oh, well, I'm not getting up at 4:45 a.m. and pissing off to the gym. I've got, kids to dress and be sent to school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so there is something to be said for like, a man who's like, okay, this is my thing. I'm going out and I'm going to work and I'm going to make sure I do this every single day. Like, but it's kind and also if you're a celebrity, it means maybe you have the money and the kind of the foundation, the sort of the safety net to be like, yeah, I can incorporate this into every day, because I'm not going to have to be like, say like me, like a freelancer who's like, well, I could get up at 7 a.m. for this job, but then tomorrow I might have to like drive to Cork for like 9 a.m. to work on a thing. I'm not going to get up, so it's like I think some of them can achieve some level of consistency with this because of the lifestyle they already have.
Well, like, listen, very easy to go to the gym if you have a gym in your house.
Totally. You hear that all the time. They're like, I go to the gym, and you're like,
downstairs?
Like,
are you talking about downstairs?
In the other part of the house? Like,
yeah.
So, look, Grace, it's not even 7 a.m., right? We're still on Terry Crews.
Terry, I want to know what
also,
Terry
I should say, forget about going to the gym for 6 a.m. Our 5 recording was 9 a.m. today. I struggled to get here.
I just want to tell you right now, like, I was cursing myself this morning, being like, 9 a.m. Am I a masochist?
No, I saw the email last night saying 9 a.m. I was like, Grace, is she fucking high?
What are we trying to prove?
If I wanted to take the dart into the city for 9 a.m., I wouldn't be a podcaster. Do you know what I'm saying?
You've seen us on our videos. Do we look like people who get up to get somewhere for 9 a.m.?
I think we actually look very lovely for a 9 a.m. record. But anyway, my boy Terry, he drinks his vitamins in a water bottle while he is working out. And that water bottle, like my famous gigantic
your vat of water,
of water, which I couldn't carry. I didn't have the strength to carry into town.
Because you had to get in for 9 a.m. today. You were like, I actually can't make it.
But he fills that up several times throughout the day, which equates to him drinking about a gallon of water throughout the day.
Wow.
Which, if you're working out that much, maybe, and, he's a very tall man and all of that. After the gym, he said he'll head to work. At the time of this article, he was working on the beloved Brooklyn Nine-Nine comedy television program.
Classic.
Where he showers there. I guess they have like shower rooms and stuff, I hope.
No, people shower them.
But I mean, hopefully Andy Samberg is a showering.
Andy was on that day. He's the shower guy.
This where he gets kind of weirdly specific, and this is what kind of caught my eye. He said he likes to get the bathroom all steamy, as it's ideal for shaving. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. He said he's not bald, but he shaves his head raw every single day. Like, that's part of his thing. And if you know him to look at, he looks like a bald man.
God, he looks. Do you know what? Baldness suits some people. It suits Terry Crews.
It really does. It really does. Then he says he puts Old Spice aftershave on the top of his head, and then he uses Neutrogena oil all over his body because he doesn't want stretch marks. And I saw the video where he was talking about rubbing oil all over his body, and I was literally watching it being like, am I supposed to be rubbing oil all over my body? Yeah. Is that like all over my body? Like, is that something that I should be doing?
Well, here's the thing, and this is another thing.
It's a genuine question, Grace. I need to know. I'm bringing this to you here today as a friend.
The amount of listeners who've emailed in being like, we noticed that Conor isn't oiling.
Looking a bit dry there, Conor.
He's just a flake sitting in front of me. No, one thing I would say again about all of these things is like him getting that specific weirdly about products makes me go, hey.
It's a little bit sus.
Hey, are these products paid for by you? Like, these are just things where I'm like, it's just all of this obsession. I always say this about like celebrities or like diets, and it's all linked about diets and everything like that. it's like big products. It's like, buy these products. We need you to buy, you know, we want you to buy Neutrogena. Now I have Neutrogena in my head. I'm like, Neutrogena oil? Maybe I'll oil myself up. Or like Old Spice. No, I'm not going to Old Spice myself up.
I am wearing Old Spice roll-on thing today, probably because of advertising and marketing. Yeah, not as a nod to Terry. But like, yeah, Grace, like we have enough problems in the world and in our lives to be worrying about whether or not we should be as oiled up as Terry Crews. But he says, I've always seen where, you know, big lifting guys, like lifting weights, get stretch marks, but I get oiled all the way up. All the way up. I look like a nice, slick machine. It's kind of wild.
Listen, I think Terry Crews looks fabulous, right?
He really
he
does.
looks fabulous. All I want to say is about the stretch marks thing. There are a lot of women out there who are dealing with stretch marks all the time.
Yes.
I will look into whether oiling yourself up does this, but I highly doubt it. Stretch marks are a part of life, I will say.
They are,
okay?
absolutely. But look, you know, if that's what,
listen, I believe Terry.
How
I believe
much
Terry.
oil though is he using? Is what I want to know. You know what I mean? Like if it's every day.
Yeah.
If it's every day.
Yeah.
And it's his entire body, and he's a large man.
He's a big guy. Yeah.
That's half a bottle a day.
Yeah.
Half a bottle of oil. It's the full surface coverage.
Yeah.
You know, that's impressive. So of course, as you'll see with all of these lovely celebs, he doesn't eat until 2 p.m. and does a 16-hour fasting window. Of course, like every male jacked celebrity, that's they're all about. At least at the time of a lot of these articles, it was all about the 16-8, you know, which we've covered in the show. Then it's time for his second set of vitamins for the day, which allows him to realize he's moving into the second sort of section of the day. You know, he works. He says him and his family usually have dinner around 6 p.m. and that he tries to make time to have something sweet in there. He said he usually has a pie or a cake or something sweet, some pudding.
An entire cake, because I'm all for this.
I'm like, you know what? Go for it. You haven't eaten 16 hours. You've been working out since 4 a.m.
If I could just pick and choose parts of his routine, I'm going for the cake.
Well, I think, you know, through all of these celebrities that we're going to hear today, I think that maybe we could distill the best parts of them. But he also says when he has something sweet, some pudding, maybe he says maybe a little pink berry on the side. He says, "You know what I mean?" And I'm like, "No, Terry, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
We don't have pink berry in
also,
Ireland."
Again, a very specific call out,
right,
to a brand.
But I also think that something like that is a very kind of like that's American. A humanizing kind of thing. That's like you know what I mean. Like I'm just one of the I'm the same old
normal.
Terry. Yeah,
I'm normal.
I go to the 7-Eleven grocery store and buy my pink berry, and just like the rest of you people.
Yeah, I slide into pink berry oiled up.
I have no need for a vehicle. I just slip and slide my way through the day.
If you see Terry Crews sliding through Los Angeles, don't be surprised.
He's trying to pay for that pink berry in 7-Eleven. It's like slipping out of his hand. But then he says he goes to bed. Finally, this bloody day is over. Like I'm exhausted just hearing about it. He goes to bed about 9 p.m., 9:30.
Okay.
And because he drinks a gallon of water in the day, he says he's up to pee a bunch of times in the night. I'm like, that checks out, you know.
His piss must be translucent, and I mean that in the nice way possible. Like he must just be pissing water and pink berry. So that's his whole routine.
One thing actually he does say that I find is quite interesting is he says that when him and his family are having family time in the evening, he says that they'll watch something on his DVR and that they usually watch something that he's in. Like that's
I love
that's
that.
Isn't that and he's so proud of that. He's like yeah, I'm doing the thing. I'm a star. I want to watch White Chicks with my family or watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something like that. I'm like, fair play to you.
I love him. I love him. But I will say again, this daily routine, I think it's more like, you know what it is? There's something about it where I go like, listen, that's great that that's your daily routine if that keeps you happy.
Yes.
But to me, that's just not life.
Yeah.
And I think like for me, looking at it, there's a bit of a lack of joy that I would find in not being able to just change things up. I don't know, but at the same time, like obviously it works for him. I will just say with actors, and I know you're probably going to mention a few more, any actor that is working in a TV show, particularly in America, is going to tell you that they have no life outside that TV show.
Yes.
They are sitting pretty much on a set or going home.
Yeah.
Any actor that you see that's in like this sort of shape where they like have the six pack.
Yeah.
They are not doing much
Yeah.
after work. They're
Yeah.
going home.
Yeah, it's
like
a full-time
It's
thing.
a full-time job. And I
Mhm.
think that's what you even see from Terry Crews. For him to have the physique he has, it's a full-time job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? Now that I think of it, there was a film that I worked on years ago, shot in Ireland, and there was one of the stars of it. He's this like, big, buff action guy who you've probably seen in a few things. And there was like a 6 a.m. call time, and they were picking him up in the morning, to bring to set.
Yeah.
And they were picking him up from the gym. So he was already up and oiled, and ready to act, and everyone else in the minivan, on the way to set is just like barely half awake.
Yeah, like about to get their first coffee into them,
exactly,
like that sort of thing.
So it is very much like
it's a lifestyle. I think like the thing is, it's just to remember. I always just think about these things. I'm like, just to remember that is that the lifestyle you want?
Absolutely.
Like it's okay if you do, great, go for it. But like for me, I've tried that lifestyle many a times in my life, and it just wasn't consistent to having like things like friendships, if going to see family, having a good time. For me, having a glass of wine or 10. You know what I mean? Like whatever you're into.
So absolutely, I totally agree. And there's an extremeness to it, and guess what? It's the extremity of it that turns into articles, that goes viral. No one's very modest morning routine is going viral.
Yeah.
It's the extreme.
Decided to go for a little 20-minute walk.
Yeah, I get up
make the
10 minutes
headlines.
before I'm supposed to be up and out of the house. I'm showered, I'm late, and
What I would love is,
everything
like,
works out pretty much okay.
Didn't make that 6 a.m. gym class again.
Yes.
Like, I'd love just to hear a very real day in my life.
Yes.
Where it's like, just wasn't feeling it. Decided to go for a walk instead. You know what I mean? Stayed in bed all day. Like, not even stayed in bed all day, but just something where it's like very real about what you do. Yeah.
So, Grace, the next celebrity I want
this.
to talk about is a gentleman who you know from such films as The Happening, if you know, you know.
I already know straight away who
my
it is.
boy, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the big one that went viral. Like, I think during the pandemic, a lot of people were talking about it. I think this went viral in about 2018, but I actually have a little video here that I want to share with you just to kind of like, bring us up to speed.
Okay, so it's day 43 of the 47-day challenge, and the doctor made me take 2 days off. I took Saturday and Sunday off. I just stretched and rested, did all my recovery stuff, infrared bed, hyperbaric chamber, and also the cryo. But I took 2 days off. I tweaked my back a little bit, but I worked out again this morning. And then I played golf again. So we're coming back. We're inspired to be better. A little bit of rest. I know the guys are happy with some rest. 2 days off. But, we're back in the morning. And 47-day challenge is almost up. We're getting there. Inspired to be better.
I just wanted to show you that one, Grace, because I'm like, what is going on in that video? Describe what you're seeing in that video.
So there's like a doctor who's just sort of...
Is it a doctor?
Well, I don't know. I hope so. Because Mark Wahlberg's like, my doctor made me take 2 days off, right? And the guy behind him who's, by the way, just feeling him up.
Feeling him up. They're like, why?
By the way, Mark Wahlberg is shirtless.
Yeah.
I just want to say that. He's shirtless, looking great. Fair play to your work, right?
Fair play to him.
And this guy is, I would say, getting very handsy.
Yeah,
like
very
literally
handsy.
almost like just grabbing his muscles in different places. And then when Mark Wahlberg's like, I took 2 days off, the guy just makes the 2 finger sign. And imagine he went, oh, I'm not a doctor. But he's kind of grabbing his like love handles that aren't there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But it's like he's almost like testing his fat or something.
Like the way like someone would like the way a farmer would like look at a cow or something.
That is,
do you know what I mean?
Exactly what
Isn't
it
that
is.
so strange?
You are so right. That's actually like, when like they kind of like inspect horses, they're sort of like patting them, looking at the legs, looking at the
good
rear.
sturdy shoulders, all that sort of stuff.
Shoulders.
Horse shoulders. Horses have shoulders, I assume. Hashtag do horses have shoulders? You tell us.
Horses have shoulders, says Conor from Fatica.
We need to put that on a mug.
Yeah. Horses have shoulders, people. Wake up.
I'm just sick of the lies, is all I'm saying. But yeah, like there's just this assumption that because like he's not like, about to like run a marathon or do an Olympic like challenge or something
Yeah.
like that. Like, why is this man feeling him up anyway?
But what I found so interesting about it is the way what Mark Wahlberg is talking about it as well. Because he is just like, on day 43 of 45 challenge, he made me take 2 days off,
Yeah.
which I'm like, Mark, no one should make you do anything. But at the same time, you just went, I hurt my back. And I'm like, yeah. So that's why. But also, like, there's something about the way he's talking about his body, which is almost like a weird thing that I've noticed. Kind of in athletes, but also say, like, even like myself, when I was dieting, I talked about my body like almost it was this different object.
Yes, definitely.
Like it was something that was like, I'm not in right now.
Yes.
It's like something that has to be maintained
Oh,
and
yeah.
managed like a robot.
Like a machine.
Like
Yeah.
a machine. And like, there's a way he's just standing there. This guy's feeling him up. I'm like, babes,
Yeah.
you're a human being.
Personal space, anybody? No, you're totally right. And that's something that comes up again and again in diet culture, in our conversations, is this likening of the human body to a machine.
Yeah.
And often it's, how can I make the machine run better?
Yeah. And I'm always like, I don't know, there's like, I think hopefully now we're getting, because of maybe the body positivity or body neutrality or, all of these sort of things, we're kind of looking at like how we can holistically look at like people's bodies and not just like, but people's health. When we talk about people's health, it should be all aspects of their health, their mental health, their physical health, spiritual health, I suppose. Like, like how are we all overdoing? I just feel like it's always diet culture that just fixates on your body. And actually then whenever in diet culture we talk about mental health as well, it's always like, in order to then still age the body.
Yes.
Like it's never like it's just as important. And it's all working together. It's always like, no, you have to take care of your mental health so that you can still continue to not eat. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So look, this is basically, a quick rundown of what he does in a day. And this is the big one that, grabbed all of the clicks, the clickbait aspect of it. He wakes up at 2:30 a.m.
Can I just say, right? Like, my brother and my sister-in-law just have a newborn and they're dying out there, waking up at 2 a.m. for that baby.
Yeah.
And then this guy's getting up voluntarily at that time. You'd actually want to just kill it. Like, if I was a new parent, I'd be like, go to bed.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2:30 a.m., wake up, 2:45 prayer time. So he
lovely, good for him.
30 minutes, 30 minutes of prayer time.
30 minutes prayer
That's
time.
pretty impressive.
That's kind of almost like prayer to a lot of people can be like a meditative thing. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
3:15.
No judgment here. Like, good for him.
3:15 a.m. breakfast.
15.
Which is very strange.
That's like if I come out from a night out. That's my
exactly.
late night snack.
Breakfast before you go to bed. Have you ever stayed up in a hotel long enough to get the morning breakfast?
No.
I have been. Me and my friend did it at a stag night once. It was like 6 a.m. and we were like, what if we stayed up for like another hour and then had breakfast and then went to sleep? And we did that and we had the worst hangover of all time. We were the first people. They were still putting out the breakfast buffet and we were like, hash brown,
it's almost
please.
like zombies like coming into the kitchen. They must have taken a bit of a zombie attack. That is actually genius though. I can't believe I've never done that.
But like, it was like we should have just went to sleep at 6 a.m. But instead we stayed up for like another hour and a half until we could get breakfast, eat like madmen, and then fall asleep and have the worst hangovers of our lives.
But see, here's the thing as well.
That was last night, baby.
And then I'm in here at 9 a.m. I just want to say that like hotel breakfasts are the most important part of any hotel stay.
Oh yeah.
And I just think that sometimes hotels need to be spoken to about their timings, because I think
yes.
Let's be honest, the hate crime to stop breakfast at 10 a.m. I'm running down there quarter to no makeup on me, just in my pajamas, looking like shit. You know what I mean? Like,
fair.
so yeah.
It's not fair. Mark Wahlberg wouldn't approve. He'd be in bed by then.
Horses have shoulders.
They
Let's
fucking
keep going.
So my bro works out from 3:40 a.m. to 5:15 a.m. That's like an hour 35.
Say that time again.
3:40 a.m. to 5:15 a.m.
Jesus.
I know the reason you had to ask me is because these are not normal times. You're normal.
My
most
head's
people
all over
are
the place.
asleep at those times. Let alone,
at this stage, you're still waiting for that hotel breakfast.
Like a deep REM sleep, at that time. 5:30 a.m. post-workout meal. So he's having his post-workout meal before any of us have even woken up. Wow. 6 a.m. shower. 7:30 a.m. golf. Where? Where is he golfing at 7:30 a.m.? Like,
do you know what? That actually doesn't even surprise me too much. Golf, like, golf
It's
courses.
best in the morning.
Yeah,
They're
I don't know.
a holy place. They're a holy. It's what you're trying to say.
No, what I'm saying is that I don't know. Golf clubs just are I don't know. I feel like they're like the Illuminati. I don't know what's happening with them. They have their own rules.
I mean, if he's having, I guess, so his shower is at 6 a.m., right? We're getting really into the weeds here. But his shower is at 6 a.m., his golf is at 7:30 a.m. That sounds like a bit of a drive to me. Do you know what I mean? That sounds like, unless he's spending that time oiling himself up, which apparently all men are supposed to do. And I was never told, thank you,
He's like,
the school system.
I love he's had a shower and of course then did what everyone does and got into a vat of oil.
I don't even mention that on my routine because it's just, I've been doing that since I was a baby boy.
And then I got lubed up and went off to the golf.
And I slid my way all the way through the 19 holes. So he does half an hour on the golf course. So that's like a quick, efficient.
What are we talking, nine holes there? He's not doing a full 18 on a half an hour.
It's just like the driving range.
Yeah.
He's just playing mini golf,
Yeah. Imagine he was like 7:30 a.m. crazy golf.
I like to get funny at the start of the day, 8 a.m. snack. 9:30 a.m. cryo chamber recovery, which is something I have enjoyed in my time.
Have you?
Yeah. It's fun. It's
what exactly
basically
is it?
You get into this upright coffin thing that your head is sticking out the top, and they pump liquid nitrogen into the. I know what you're thinking. Isn't liquid nitrogen what almost killed the T-1000 in Terminator 2? Yes, Grace, but they do.
Sometimes you just end my sentences for me.
I know. Sorry.
You nerd. You fucking nerd.
Robert Patrick survived that, okay?
Yeah.
So they pump this liquid nitrogen in and it gets so cold. I think you can only stay in it about 90 seconds. It gets down to minus stupid degrees Celsius.
This sounds like some rich person stuff. When are you doing this?
Yeah. It is, yeah. And that's why I did it, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
But it's meant to be used in sports recovery because cold water therapy is meant to be good for muscles and people with arthritis and things like that use it for pain relief and stuff. But it has become a bit of it's, if you can afford to have one fucking installed and get these giant liquid nitrogen tanks in your house, you'll just do it every fucking day. Then he has a snack.
Can I just say, where's his family?
They're not even awake yet. Chris, that's 10:30 a.m. His wife is just what a, just the whole bed.
No,
to
I'm
herself.
going to tell you that wife has been up since 6 a.m. with the bleeding kids.
The sound of him on the treadmill just okay, 11 a.m. family time, meetings and work calls. Great. Okay.
I love that. Sorry. 11 a.m. family times, meetings and work calls all at the same time.
Yeah, just boom.
Golf got its own time.
Oh, totally.
But family time has to be mixed in with these meetings. I'm joking, Mark Waldo.
Yeah, well, he does work with his brothers, so he's on a
right.
work call.
Oh, it's
he's on a
family
work
time.
call, so that's family time,
That's cute.
Lunch, 1 p.m. Thank God, a normal time. He's like, how's that not your digestif at the end of a night, your nightcap at 1 p.m. 2 p.m. meetings and work calls because he gets shit done. 3 p.m. pick up kids from school. Yeah, sure.
Sure, Mark. Sure. We know you're playing crazy golf, okay?
By pick up the kids from school, you mean just pounding weights in the gym.
Yeah.
3:30 p.m. snack. Chap loves the snacks.
He loves a snack. I love a snack.
Grace, here's the worst part. 4 p.m. second workout.
When you're like, Mark, I hate to tell you, but you're going to die like the rest of us.
I know. And
we're all dead
who
the
knows
same
if this
way.
is going to make it happen faster? We don't know. 5 p.m. shower. I believe that's the second shower
of the day. Yeah.
5:30 p.m.
I'm pretty sure there's a water crisis in Los Angeles all the time.
I know, yeah.
And it's because of Marky Mark.
I actually read through all of this, he has since moved to Nevada.
Oh, a place of less water. A desert? You're having 2 showers in a desert?
Dinner and family time at 5:30 p.m. 7:30 p.m. bedtime.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's, you know what, again, he must love it. This man is being,
what are you running from, Mark?
or this man is being held hostage. I don't understand. What's that? Who has something on you, Mark? Get getting up at 2:30 in the morning.
This is a cry for help, clearly.
is absolutely
this
a cry for
article
help.
about his daily routine is just...
I'm sure we could like get some messages from like, I don't know, random words he puts in. He's like, help me.
Snack is code for get me the fuck out of
This
here.
doctor keeps feeling me up every day and I need help. Yeah.
He talks about like what he eats, some of the things that stand out. He says he starts the day with steel cut oats, blueberries, peanut butter for breakfast. Then he has a protein shake, 3 turkey burgers, 5 pieces of sweet potato
Jesus.
at about 5:30 in the morning. At 8 a.m. At 8 a.m., Grace.
Okay.
No, that's at 5:30 a.m. After crazy golf, at 8 a.m. he has about 10 turkey meatballs. Like that's just...
Okay, I'm sorry. Is there also a turkey shortage now in Nevada? Because this guy is massacring
He must have a
turkeys.
farm outside his house. He says at 10:30 a.m. he has grilled chicken salad with 2 hard-boiled eggs, olives, avocado, cucumber, tomato, lettuce. At 1 o'clock he has something called a New York steak with green peppers. He has grilled chicken at 3 o'clock.
Jesus.
At 5:30, 6 o'clock he has what he says is a beautiful piece of halibut, cod, or sea bass with some vegetables. He is eating the entire animal kingdom in one day. In one day, and most of us haven't even finished our 9 to 5 jobs by that time.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. And then he has some hydrating product during the day. He started something on his social media called the 4 a.m. Club. I obviously don't follow him because, like, you know, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But where he encouraged his followers to get up at 4 a.m. But more recently, he said in a Men's Health interview that 4 a.m. is more of a state of mind than a literal appointment time. The important thing is to ensure you're showing up and making time to stick to your goals every day. He says, I'm known for getting up at 4 a.m., but he says it actually doesn't matter whether your 4 a.m. is actually whether your 4 a.m. is actually 4 a.m. or whether it's 8 a.m. or even 4 p.m. So
I think there's something about celebrities, and I just mean any person, and I really do mean any kind of influencer, anyone with money. I'm like, just stop giving advice.
I know.
And I mean this in the nice way possible, but like advice, or actually for people who are trying to find advice from people, I suppose, just be wary of who you buy your advice from.
Yeah.
Everyone has different experiences. If this might work for Mark Wahlberg, great. If he's loving life doing this, fabulous. But like, this is not going to work for 99% of the population. Why?
Absolutely.
Well, not only just money, but also just joy. Like, some people have different things going on in their lives. And also they don't want to do this. So I find this whole thing of like the 4 a.m. club, sticking to your goals and stuff. Listen, having a goal is fabulous. But life is life, and life gets in the way of a lot of things. And also, sometimes you just have to go with the journey. Like, I don't know what else to say other than like, anyone giving advice, I'm just like, just look at their life and go, do I really want that lifestyle? If you do, if you want to be doing that Terminator freeze, I don't know what you were talking about earlier.
Very impressed, Grace. Thank you for
if you want to play crazy
callback.
golf and do the Terminator
I feel
freeze.
seen. My geekiness feels seen.
Yeah, just fine. But I think it's like, I'm always very wary now of what celebrities say their actual routine is. And the reason is, okay, first of all, to say you have the same routine every single day, you're lying, because no one can have that.
Bullshit.
We call
Marky
bullshit
Mark.
on that. But not even just these two guys. I mean, anyone. But also, for such a long time, I always want to remember this. Like, you know, everyone knows now that people use Botox. Whatever, if you want to use Botox, fabulous. For a long time, celebrities were saying they weren't using it. Now it's socially acceptable to say that you were.
Yes.
So for a long time, I've never in my life used it.
Yeah.
Then they were just like, oh yeah, like I've been using it loads. That's because thankfully they're feeling more comfortable to say they did. But it just means that for me, I'm like, I don't know what these celebrities are on. I don't know what they're doing. And like, they don't have to be that honest about it, I don't think, because like, you know, I'm sure they're under intense pressure themselves. I'm just saying, be so skeptical. Because I don't know when people are getting paid by whom, or if they're getting paid to pull a product, or if they got that product for free and then suddenly they have to be like, oh yeah, I do use that every day.
Yeah.
Bollocks, you do. Probably, like, there's times you run out of it. You're a human being like everyone else. So,
but like, and even if you go back to this thing of the old adage of success leaves clues, it's like, so therefore, if I get up at 2:30 a.m. and do all of those things, am I going to be as successful as Mark Wahlberg? No. What I would like to hear is, what's more realistic, what was your morning daily routine before you hit the big time?
Yeah.
And even then, if I copy exactly what he did, I'm not going to achieve the same type of career as him or even the same body type as him because
I'm genetically different.
Totally. And the path to success or whatever your vision of success is or idea of success is going to be different for everybody, you know? Even if I want the exact same career as him, how I get the career will be very different.
First of all, you have to become a rapper.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I mean, I'm already late in the game to start that.
This is how it's always been.
Double Love is a podcast in which we explore the strange and terrifying world of Sweet Valley High, book by book. Join me, Anna Carey.
And me, Karen Moynihan.
As we revisit one of the maddest series of books ever written, or ghostwritten.
If you ever read about Elizabeth and Jessica, the perfect blonde Wakefield twins, then you might enjoy listening to us absolutely tearing them to shreds. Affectionately, of course.
Of course. And even if you didn't, there's still plenty of drama, kidnapping, stolen boyfriends, and school dances to entertain you.
Find us on the Head Stuff Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcasts.
So the next person I want to talk about is a football player who I have heard of before. So that must mean he's a very famous football player. This man is called Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ah, right.
And this is his off-season routine.
Off-season.
So Cristiano Ronaldo, almost immediately after rising, he hits the gym at about 6 a.m. This is very similar to other people. He has several running sessions, high-intensity sprinting drills, and technical drills that focus on his ball skills and ball control.
Yep. Well, listen, he is a football player.
Ball skills and ball control are very important. After working out for about 2 hours, he takes a nap. And he is actually famous for napping multiple times throughout the day.
Oh, now this is something I can get behind.
Wouldn't it be wonderful to be famous for napping?
I'm famous for doing, well, girl.
You know, he eats all of these like high protein and nutrient rich foods, lots of chicken, lots of salad. At 3 p.m. in the day, after having worked out twice and napped twice and eaten twice, he then has another nap.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Where he wakes up again for another meal. And in the evenings, he enjoys kicking back with his family and his friends. He said he'll have dinner around 7 p.m., typically consisting of lean meat with a side of fresh fish and veggies. And then before bed every night, he goes for an hour-long swim.
Christ on a bike. Jesus. Do you know what sometimes people do earn the money they get paid?
And that's in his off season. That's when he's not when he's not training for
here's
football
the thing
matches.
as well, though. Again, I just think there's a lot of people who do a lot of secret eating. And I'm not saying it's, but I think a lot, because I'm sorry, but like, again, you're not a machine.
Yes.
Like, or just even things that they're like, I'm not going to say that also. Maybe that evening I was feeling a bit low and I went and ate everything in the fridge. And like, which is okay to do. Like, I just think there's a lot of like putting up a front sometimes where it's like, and of course I do this every day and that's what success is. And I in no way am human or have any sort of flaw that I would ever go off track on this. Bloop, 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 bloop. Like, you know, I do think there's a bit of like, you know, he's an athlete and you have to be seen to be like almost imperfect in that way. Like, you know.
I think it's interesting as well because like, you know, that was something I was conscious of as I was compiling this list of people because like, even though Cristiano Ronaldo is an athlete, his routine is quite similar to Mark Wahlberg and Terry Crews, who, Terry Crews was an athlete at one
But they're
stage.
not athletes
They're
now.
not athletes now.
Yeah.
You know, they don't need to be, but they have a similar routine to that of an athlete. You know, so it kind of makes sense if you are an athlete, if that's your job, like if that's your whole thing that you're being paid all this insane money for.
And you're being paid insane money for, let's be honest, a short amount of time. Like a lot of these athletes are like, right, I'm going to be doing this for like possibly 10, maybe 15 years at max, depending on the sport, even less sometimes. That like you are like, okay, I'll do this for a certain amount of time. Why is it that suddenly in Hollywood, and it does seem like this, particularly for male actors, that you have to be a sort of athlete?
Yeah, because like when I'm watching my favorite actor of all time, Mark Wahlberg, in a film. Sorry, I really had a hard time keeping a straight face saying that.
Sorry. The Happening is one of my favourite films of all time, to be honest.
Absolutely. We have to throw that clip
Yeah.
in. When I'm watching, this celebrated thespian of our generation in a role, it doesn't matter to me, like, if he is getting up at 2 a.m. It doesn't matter that he's been to the gym 6 times a day. It really doesn't. Like, I get that there is a physical appearance aspect to being, like, on camera.
Say
right?
in The Fighter, which is incredible in The
Sure,
Fighter, an
okay,
amazing film.
good point,
Yeah,
yeah.
he had to play a boxer.
Fair,
yeah, okay,
fair.
that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Of course, he has to, in a way, have
When
a
he was in
certain
Boogie
physique.
Nights, he had to take all those pills to make his
Another
thing
cracker
bigger.
film, yeah.
And they work. They work.
But yeah, but there is a certain thing. I think I wonder if it's the marvelization of Hollywood, where all of these actors now, like, have to be almost athletic physiques, and like, are we ever going to accept, like, okay, like say someone like Mark Ruffalo, that he's like, although he played the Hulk, I don't think anyone ever expected him to be a certain physique. He's almost like allowed.
More like Mark Hunkalo. Am I right, ladies?
You didn't even look at me when you said ladies. You looked
I looked away.
to no one in the room. Lady, I'm like, I'm right here in front of you.
Fist bump it, bro. Fist.
But like, if you're talking about someone like Chris Evans, who was Captain America, or Chris Hemsworth, the Hemsworth, like, is he ever going to be allowed not look like that?
Right.
Here's the thing that and there's something about the fact that the 3 people you picked there were all men.
Mm-hmm.
That they're, like Terry Crews did a bit of a wink, a bit of Pinkberry.
Yes.
But like, is there something with the men who are never allowed to almost be like a bit vulnerable or a bit like, because let's be honest, eating disorders within men is rising.
Yeah.
And I think rising because we probably have never spoken about it before. Have men ever been allowed to really talk about binge eating or like possibly anorexia nervosa or anything like that? And then it's orthodoxia, isn't it? Orthorexia, particularly in men. Like, there's something about this.
Orthodoxy affects rabbis, but that's a whole other thing.
It's a cracker joke. Well done for you. But I think that, like, there's something about that where I'm like, it's just really interesting to me that it's all men's health in particular. There's always those covers on the Men's Health magazine and stuff like that, where I'm like, there's no discussion of this really. And these regimes are so rigid.
Yeah.
That I'm like, they really are trying to get at men, because in a way, they like, I'm sorry, but like a lot of women, I don't think could even, like, if any woman, like any female stars, and like, you might go into a few examples, but if they were like, I get up at 2:30 a.m. If they said they didn't see their kids or didn't have family time until what, like 12, 1 p.m. I'd say the backlash should be that.
Absolutely.
Like, let's be honest, like, they were like, well, what, like, are you up with your kids or what? Like, the people who just start zoning in on that sort of stuff. So for the men to have these very rigid rules and the lack of discussion about eating disorders within men, there's just something about it that sits wrong with me, where I'm like, why can't, like, I mean, let's be honest, like, these guys aren't machines. I'm sure sometimes they have maybe a bit overindulge, possibly there's some binge eating, you know, like, because when you're that rigid, there's always an opposite to it. You know?
It's like, okay, you're telling me all of these things you do to like maintain the immaculate kind of like high performance machine that you are perceived to be. Tell me about the part of your day where you go, oh fuck, how am I going to keep this up forever?
Yeah. Yes.
Or
forever.
Or I have to do this so that I'm continually perceived this way.
Yeah.
Maybe that's going on in their thought process. Maybe not. You know, maybe they have a different outlook on it. You know, maybe they're like, oh, this is what I do to achieve the level of success I have. And they've convinced themselves that that's what it is. So they will continuously do it. And as long as they see success in their life or like positive returns, whether that's through muscles or through career success, you know, they'll keep doing it. Or
but I'm saying there must be a part of them that is like, because it's like anything. If women are talked, like, you know, there's always been that question with women of like, as they age, they're like, how are you going to maintain your beauty?
Yes.
With these men, like, how are you going to maintain that muscle? Like, they must go through their head. Now, they're never asked about it that I can see, but like, it must go through their head of like, okay, well, if I've presented this body and I've presented that I get up at 2 a.m. every morning, what am I going to do in 10 years?
Absolutely.
Like, you know, what's the...
And, you know, you forget we've lived through, I know this is my second Terminator reference of the show, but what can I say?
I'll be back.
But Arnie himself, you know, he was the muscle man, like, of our, like, you know, growing up, like, and then we saw him age into, you know, normal, like, physique for a man of his age. I assume.
I still fairly,
But absolutely. But he there was definitely, you know, articles and tabloids of like, oh, Arnie's not so muscly anymore. He's not like, you know, because it's just a natural part of life, like, you know.
And also he became a bodybuilder in a time when, let's be honest, steroids weren't.
Oh,
I'm not saying he used them, but like, I'm just, you know what I mean?
It was the done thing back then. It was literally like assumed, if you're not doing it, what are you even doing here? You know, that was kind of, you know, so like, we just live in a different time where people are that bit more accessible, you know, that we will have eyes on people like Mark Wahlberg and Terry Crews and all these people like throughout their careers. And because you go on Men's Health in 2018 and be like, this is my physique, this is what I do to, you know, achieve that. In 2028, 10 years later, or 2038, like, that people will be still asking questions. People will be like, what's your morning routine now? And like, do you have the muscles? Like, they will have like probably less kind of like backlash to like what women will face. But there is still pressure there.
Yeah.
One person who, this is one that I actually read a while ago, and it actually kind of like, it made me frustrated, right? Because this is the morning routine of a celebrated Japanese novelist.
Oh, lovely.
Who wrote a novel called Kafka on the Shore, called Haruki Murakami.
Oh, yes. I say, by the way, oh, yes. Like, never read the book, but I've seen it many a times and gone, that looks like a great book.
Exactly. And he is known for being an amazing novelist. But I read this a while ago and being like, oh, like a writer's morning routine. Like, what's this? I could do a writer's routine. I'm a writer. We're writers, Grace, you know? So when he says, when I'm in writing mode for a novel, I get up at 4 a.m. and work for 5 to 6 hours.
Shut up.
In the afternoon, I run for 10 kilometers or swim for 1,500 meters or do both. Then I read a bit and listen to some music. I go to bed by 9 p.m. I keep this routine every day without variation. The repetition itself becomes the important thing. It's a form of mesmerism. I mesmerize myself to reach a deeper state of mind. But to hold such a repetition for so long, 6 months to a year, requires a good amount of mental and physical strength. In that sense, writing a long novel is like survival training. Physical strength is as necessary as artistic sensitivity. I was like, are you telling me that's what it takes to be like a best-selling novelist as well?
Okay, but did you look up some other ones? Have you ever looked up like Ernest Hemingway and these people?
I looked up
where they're like,
Thompson.
I had sorry. So I'm sorry, there was a writer, I can't remember her name now, but I'm pretty sure her morning routine was, I wake up at like 9, I sit for a few hours wondering, what am I doing? I have a gin. You know what I mean? And not like, I'm taking the piss here, but like a lot of these writers from back in the day were a lot like, I might get like an hour done and then I go and meet a friend. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm up for that.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, you know, Hunter S. Thompson, if you want to like go to the opposite end of the spectrum, famously portrayed by Johnny Depp in Fear and Loathing Las Vegas, film about his life, and also Bill Murray in Where the Buffalo Roam, film about his life. 3 p.m. Rise. 3:05 Shavaz Regal with the morning papers and Dunhills. I think Dunhills would be cigarettes.
Yes.
Shavaz Regal, is that a drink?
Absolutely no idea.
Just look that up real quick.
This guy now, this is the opposite end of the spectrum to the point where I'm like, well, neither of these work. Neither of these should be done, I think.
Shavaz Regal is whiskey. 3:45 cocaine. 3:50. Oh, I could have just read ahead. Another glass of Shavaz.
Yeah.
Dunhill. 4:05 p.m. First cup of coffee. Dunhill. These are all brands. He was probably sponsored by these brands.
Yeah. He's getting them sent for free.
Jesus Christ. This seems crazy. 4:15 cocaine. 4:16 orange juice. Dunhill. 4:30.
I like that he got the orange juice in.
And notice he hasn't eaten yet, so he's still fasting. 4:30 cocaine. 4:45 cocaine. 5:05 cocaine. 5:11 coffee. Dunhills. 5:30 more ice in the Shivas, which is more whiskey. Then it says 5:45 cocaine, etc., etc. 6 p.m. grass to take the edge off the day. 7:05 p.m. Woody Creek Tavern for lunch, Heineken, 2 margaritas, coleslaw, taco salad, a double order of fried onion rings, carrot cake, ice cream, a bean fritter, Dunhills, another Heineken cocaine, and for the ride home, a snow cone.
So this guy actually does do intermittent fasting.
Yeah, very much. And he eats everything in that window.
Yeah.
You know, 9 p.m. starts snorting cocaine. Seriously, this is getting kind of insane. 10 p.m. drops acid. 11 chartreuse. That sounds very fancy. Another drink, perhaps. Cocaine, grass. 11:30 cocaine, etc., etc. 12 midnight. Hunter S. Thompson is ready to write.
Okay. You know what's so
but
funny?
It's extremes, isn't it?
But that's so funny because I think of that, and obviously, like, listen,
there's more here.
I can't even, like, I can't. The amount, like, obviously the drugs and stuff. No, absolutely not.
We can't condone.
We're never condoning. But it is that extreme. You're so right. It's like two ends of the spectrum where I'm like, I don't think either of those are good for people.
Absolutely.
Like, and I don't mean that, like, but it's just that that also, if you're ever like feeling bad about yourself, you're like, why can't I get up at 2:30 a.m.? Think of Hunter S. Thompson. Why can't I do cocaine 10 times a day? Because actually, it's not going to work for your life long term. Like,
and I think
that's not a lifestyle you can keep up.
You know what? All of those things that he's mentioning there. Also, he finishes off the day with a hot tub champagne and fettuccine Alfredo.
Okay, sorry. That's how we should all be finishing our day, with a hot tub champagne and fettuccine Alfredo.
But here's the thing, right? These are people, again, who've achieved certain public levels of success, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere along the way, they have convinced themselves that these are the things I need to do. This is the routine I need to do to achieve those things. It's going to be different for every person.
Yeah.
I listened to a great audiobook recently called The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. And he said that, I think I was telling you about this in our bonus episode, but he said that different creatives will have different things. Some creatives, when they're writing, they need absolute silence.
Yeah.
Some writers, they need like the TV on in the background and it helps them, you know. So they have figured that out along the way, that this is what helps me get to that place. Some people, like Hunter S. Thompson, maybe he just has a very addictive kind of like lifestyle.
But you know,
and he sort of convinces himself that, like the writing doesn't happen if I don't do this stuff. And it's like, that's probably not true. And similar to Haruki Murakami, you don't need to run a marathon every day in order to write a novel. You have written best-selling novels, and you do happen to do a 10K marathon every day.
Do you think it's out of like a bit of fear?
Yeah, I'd say
and
so.
I think
Absolutely.
even like myth building.
Yes.
So like Hunter S. Thompson, he wanted to be seen probably a bit like this guy who's like hedonistic. Mm-hmm. The same with the other novelists. The same with Mark Wahlberg. You sort of make a name for yourself, and then suddenly you're like, well, I have to now. The fear of me ever, the fear of me ever losing what I've got now.
Totally.
I have to keep this rigid lifestyle, and it's a bit of like myth building of branding, of being like, oh, have you heard what Mark Wahlberg does? Have you heard what Hunter S. Thompson does? Like, this is how I'll be remembered. Yeah. And again, it's like, which is, you know, again, if that's what makes you happy, I'm not going to say like, go Hunter S. Thompson, go and do cocaine all the time. But what I'm saying is just that, like, again, it's not realistic for a lot of people.
Exactly. And it's also maybe not even that realistic for that person themselves.
Yeah.
So, Grace, you may have noticed, and we've said it a couple of times, that there are very few women on this list. And in my research, what I was finding a lot of the time were things like, you know, for women, it's more, you hear more stuff like, you know, Jennifer Aniston wakes up and journals with her favorite cup of coffee and then queefs a butterfly before taking her dogs for a walk. You know, whereas all the men, they wake up at like screaming at 2 a.m. and just start punching myself in the face, trying to say, and make it stop, you know?
Yeah.
So we have a Fad Camp All-Star, you know, up next to take us to the end of the episode.
Okay.
And this is our gal, Gwyneth.
Yeah. Oh, I was wondering
the patron saint.
if she was going to make an appearance.
Yes. So our pal Gwyneth, no
Gwynny.
surname needed.
No, Gwynny.
Gwyneth.
Yeah.
Starts the day early by working out with celebrity trainer Tracy Anderson.
Oh, who's always made a play. She's also been mentioned on our podcast.
Oh,
before.
really?
Yeah.
What? She has a pod.
No, she's mentioned on ours.
Oh, on our podcast?
Yes, yeah.
Tracy Anderson, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
She's like one of the... I think she was kind of associated with the baby food diet. She's been associated with a few different diets.
Let me just give her a quick goog.
Oh, she's a very famous
Tracy,
person.
what's her name? Tracy Anderson?
Anderson.
Right. So she's best known for the Tracy Anderson method, which is associated with many celebrities. So Gwyneth works out with her, whom she's been training with for over a decade, and she's also an investor in her company.
That's mad.
Just going to throw that in there. Following the daily workout, she enjoys some time in her private sauna while sipping celery juice and reading a book. Very on brand.
Very on brand.
It's consistent, you know.
What I'd love, she was like just sitting in there like drinking a Pepsi Max and like...
going, this is exhausting, keeping up this image.
Yeah.
There's paparazzi everywhere. After the detoxing sauna, which by the way sounds lovely, I would one day, Grace,
have your own sauna.
I want my own sauna. I don't want my own Terminator 2 chamber.
Yeah.
But I would love my own infrared sauna or something like that. After the detoxifying sauna, Paltrow says, I always followed up with a nice outdoor shower. Which, you know.
That kind of sounds very, by the way, Nordic.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
Yes,
you know, like that sort of thing,
is.
like with the saunas and like the kind of ice showers afterwards.
Yes, absolutely. Wim Hof has an outdoor shower, the cold showers, all that. She says her shower is full of clean beauty products. Paltrow then heads to her favorite supermarket, Erewhon. Do you know Erewhon?
No.
It's in LA, and it's basically, it makes Whole Foods look like Londis. You know, it's that like fancy pants.
Yeah.
And she says she gets an amazing green smoothie before heading to the offices of her famous lifestyle brand, which shall remain nameless. She said she's not a big breakfast person. Instead, she drinks a tumbler full of a super powder named after her company that revitalizes the skin with vitamin C and other antioxidants. She says, I'm obsessed with that stuff. It's like my morning orange juice.
And it's like, it sort of makes me money.
Yeah. Like, you should be obsessed with it too.
With this thing that makes me money.
And see, here's the thing. It's like, yeah, I'll do your interview about my morning routine if I can just cram it full of every paragraph in this article. Her company is named.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm not giving her the satisfaction. I'm not even saying her surname.
Yeah.
You got to be talking about any Gwyneth. Sorry if I'm deafening the audience with my excitement today. I almost said her surname. Gwyneth then eats protein-packed meals, such as a really clean version of a turkey burger. Don't know what that means. Wrapped in lettuce or jicama tacos. Don't know what jicama tacos are. Aligning with the clean eating habits promoted in her lifestyle brand. However, she does succumb to the afternoon snack time when she grabs cashews, pretzels, something salty and crunchy to hold her over until dinner. She then drinks a cup of green tea in the afternoon to help her stay focused until the end of the workday. Like, I don't know, like, if I'm like, I'm just so not regimented that I'm like, and now it's time for my handful of cashews, and now it's time for my green tea. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but
maybe
if you had an assistant, Conor, you probably would be. And I don't mean, and again, I'm not, but like if you had someone, like, these people have money. If you had someone that you paid.
You said if I was more successful, is that what you're trying to say?
Like, Conor,
is that what you're insinuating?
If you hadn't messed up your life.
If I had my shit together.
But I mean that, like,
oh my
if
God.
someone was literally hired to walk around and be like, oh, by the way, nuts time.
Pretzel time, baby. I'll just open my mouth. Nom, nom, nom.
They drop it into your mouth like a bird.
Just in the middle of this podcast, I'm like, Grace, hang on a second. I turn and someone just, Anyway.
You're like, Kira, my pretzels.
Also, then, you know, in the evening times, our girl winds down and relaxes before bed. This may include eating a delicious home-cooked meal or reading a good book with more herbal tea. And then spending some quality time with her loved ones, which is the obligatory, you know, shout out to, I do have a family and life and all of that. There's not a single day goes by that I don't make time for my loved ones, I swear. She then values a whole night's sleep to help her stay energized for the next day, which is crazy.
Wait, you value a good night's sleep? Oh, no. I don't value a good night's sleep, okay? I like to wake up feeling like my eyes are about to pop out. I've had no sleep at all. Yeah.
So, Grace, that is our selection of celebrities. That's just a few of the most standout ones that I've come across in my time. I think ultimately there is something to be said for, you know, having routine in life.
Yeah, it's great.
Like I said at the beginning of the show, I do struggle with being freelancer, having that kind of like structure and stability. I don't want it to always be like that. I would like to develop my own routine, and I am in the process of figuring that out. I know it's never going to include a 6 a.m. workout session.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. It might be for someone listening. Someone might go, oh no, but that's my personal time. I get away from my other commitments, my life, whatever that is. For me, I'm like, no, like I would do better in bed.
Yeah, and I think what it's all about, it's actually not about whatever way your routine is. Like, you could be a person listening to this who actually does get up at 2 a.m.
Totes.
Maybe it's just the way it works for you. Fine.
Also, if you're going to bed at 7 p.m., like
great.
2 a.m. isn't like crazy.
Yeah.
You know, if you go to bed at midnight and you're getting up at 4 a.m., that's a bit more extreme. Like,
I think what the big thing is, it's the rigidity of it, and it's the look at what I'm doing, and look at how really joyless my day is. Like, and shouldn't you do that long term?
Yeah.
It's not realistic. But also, it's like routine. I agree. I also, like, I'm, freelancer as well, find routine difficult. I actually, at the moment, and I'm in quite a great routine, and I'm trying to keep with it because I find that it helps. But at the same time, there's a looseness to it because I also know there's no possible way that I could just continue to, like, I live in London right now. I'm in Dublin recording this. So, like, I do some fitness classes in London occasionally. Yeah, I'm going to miss them this week.
Yeah,
okay.
Totally. Yeah, and you're not going to hate yourself.
I'm not going to hate myself. Do you know why? Because I'm getting to spend time with family and friends. Try and do the occasional walk. Try and do, but like nothing that's, I literally am just trying to take care of myself. But I think it's the rigidity. Find something that you enjoy, and also be okay with the fact that routine might not be the routine you do in 3 months' time. Your routine might change a bit, and that's okay. You're not failing if you're not doing the exact thing all the time, because that is just not life.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Fad Camp. As always, we want to thank our producer, Darren Lee. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to review us on iTunes, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Great ratings and reviews really help more people find the show, and it would mean a lot to us.
Make sure to share the episodes with friends and family or on your social media. Every listen helps.
And we absolutely love hearing from our listeners, so please get in touch with any of your diet stories on fadcamppodcast@gmail.com.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.